A dynasty built on speed, skill, and sheer showmanship. A team that didn't just play basketball, they transformed it into a dazzling performance. The Los Angeles Lakers of the 1980s, led by the magnetic Magic Johnson and the unstoppable Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, captivated audiences worldwide. Every fast break, every no-look pass, every skyhook was a reminder that these Lakers weren't just chasing titles, they were crafting an era. With 5 championships and 9 finals appearances, this wasn't just dominance, it was the birth of Showtime, a revolution that would forever change the NBA. This is the story of the Los Angeles Lakers dynasty from 1980 to 1989. In 1947, the Lakers were born in Minneapolis, Minnesota, a city known for its frozen lakes and its future place in basketball history. The team was initially destined for greatness, finding its first superstar in George Mikan. A towering figure at 6'10", Mikan revolutionized the game with his skill and size, leading the Lakers to 5 championships in the 1950s. It was a golden era for the franchise, and the Lakers became synonymous with winning, laying the foundation for a legacy spanning decades. As the 1960s dawned, the Lakers moved boldly to relocate to Los Angeles, a city as vibrant and ambitious as the team itself. The transition wasn't just geographic. It was the beginning of a new chapter that would see the Lakers evolve into a basketball powerhouse. In 1968, the arrival of Wilt Chamberlain signaled the Lakers' intent to dominate the league. Chamberlain, known for his incredible scoring ability and physical presence, joined forces with Jerry West, the clutch sharpshooter, and Elgin Baylor, the high-flying forward who brought a new level of athleticism to the game. Together they formed the Lakers' first super team, which seemed destined to conquer all. The pinnacle of this era came in 1972 under the guidance of coach Bill Sharman. The Lakers embarked on an unprecedented 33-game winning streak, a record that still stands today. Their dominance culminated in a long-awaited championship victory that cemented the Lakers' status as one of the NBA's elite franchises. But success is often fleeting, and challenges and setbacks marked the following years. The team struggled to maintain its winning ways, and as the 1970s wore on, it became clear that a new hero was needed to carry the torch. That hero arrived in 1975 in the form of Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. Already an established star, Kareem brought with him the most unstoppable weapon in basketball, the skyhook. His presence alone signaled a new era for the Lakers, eventually leading to the birth of Showtime and a decade of dominance in the 1980s. But before the magic could happen, the team had to navigate the growing pains of integrating its new superstar into the fold, setting the stage for the dramatic rise that was yet to come. In the summer of 1979, the Los Angeles Lakers made a decision that would change the course of basketball history. With the first overall pick in the NBA draft, they selected Earvin "Magic" Johnson, a 6'9" point guard from Michigan State, fresh off an NCAA championship. Magic entered the NBA with an infectious energy and an unmatched court vision. His unique blend of size, speed, and unselfish playstyle made him unlike any point guard the league had ever seen. But he wasn't just another promising rookie. Magic was about to become the heart of a revolution. At the time, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar was already a towering figure in the league, literally and figuratively. The 7'2" center was in his prime, wielding his signature skyhook and devastating efficiency, and his quiet leadership was the backbone of the Lakers. Kareem had already tasted championship success, but something was missing. Someone who could elevate the team to new heights. That someone turned out to be Magic. While Kareem's calm dominance controlled the pace, Magic's electric play ignited the Lakers, creating a dynamic that defined the next decade. The 1979 to 1980 season was just the beginning. With Magic dishing no-look passes and Kareem leading with his veteran poise, the Lakers soared to a 60-22 record, the best in the Western Conference. The regular season showcased what would become known as Showtime, a fast-paced, high-flying style of basketball that dazzled crowds and left opponents scrambling. But the true test of their potential came in the playoffs, where the Lakers faced a gauntlet of fierce competition. In the NBA Finals, the Lakers were pitted against the Philadelphia 76ers, led by Julius Dr. J. Irving. The series was a battle from the start, with each game showcasing the brilliance of both teams. Kareem was a force, dominating inside with his unstoppable skyhook. But in Game 5, disaster struck. Kareem rolled his ankle, and with the series tied 2-2, it seemed the Lakers' title hopes were slipping away. The burden now fell squarely on the shoulders of the rookie, Magic Johnson. Game 6 in Philadelphia would go down in history. With Kareem sidelined, Magic famously started at center, a position entirely foreign to him, and delivered one of the most legendary performances in the history of the NBA. He scored 42 points, grabbed 15 rebounds, and dished out 7 assists, leading the Lakers to a stunning 123-107 victory, and their first championship of the decade. At just 20 years old, Magic was named Finals MVP, solidifying his place as the franchise's new face. The victory didn't just secure a championship. It marked the beginning of a new era in basketball. The Lakers, now armed with the unstoppable duo of Magic and Kareem, had set the stage for one of the greatest dynasties in sports history. Showtime had officially arrived. The NBA would never be the same again. The 1980-81 season began with high expectations for the Lakers. Fresh off their championship run, the team looked poised to build on their success. With Magic Johnson entering his second year and Kareem Abdul-Jabbar still dominating the paint, the Lakers were seen as the team to beat. They finished the regular season with a respectable 54-28 record, good enough for the third seed in the Western Conference. But beneath the surface, cracks were beginning to show. Injuries plagued the Lakers throughout the season. Magic, the young phenomenon, missed 45 games due to torn cartilage in his knee, robbing the team of the dynamic playmaking that had defined their success the previous year. While Kareem continued to anchor the team, he wasn't immune to the wear and tear of the long season. The big man battled nagging injuries, forcing the Lakers to rely on their depth and veterans like Jamal Wilkes and Norm Nixon to carry them through stretches of the season. The Lakers' regular season success belied that they were far from the unstoppable force they had been just a year earlier. As the playoffs began, the Lakers faced an unexpected challenge in the first round: the Houston Rockets. A team that had only managed a 40-42 record during the regular season, the Rockets weren't supposed to be much of a threat. But with injuries still lingering and Magic not quite back to full strength, the Lakers struggled to find their rhythm. The series, a best-of-3 format at the time, quickly became a nightmare for Los Angeles. In Game 1, the Rockets stunned the Lakers with a 111-107 victory on the back of their two stars, Moses Malone and Calvin Murphy. Game 2 saw the Lakers fight back, led by a determined Kareem and a still recovering Magic. They managed to even the series with a hard-fought win, setting up a decisive Game 3 in Los Angeles. But the momentum had already shifted. In Game 3, the Rockets pulled off one of the biggest upsets in NBA history, behind an inspired performance by Malone, who dominated the boards and outworked the Lakers' front court. Houston won 89-86, shockingly eliminating the reigning champions. The loss sent shockwaves through the Lakers organization. This wasn't just an early exit, but an embarrassment for a team with championship aspirations. The disappointment was palpable, and questions about the team's future began to swirl. Was Magic still the future? Could Kareem, now in his mid-30s, still lead the team to more titles? The frustration in the locker room was undeniable, but it also lit a fire under the team. This failure would ultimately catalyze the Lakers to regroup, refocus, and come back stronger in the years ahead. The 1981 season ended in disappointment, but was far from the end of the Lakers dynasty. The 1981-82 season began with turmoil brewing beneath the surface. Frustrated by the rigid offensive system under head coach Paul Westhead, Magic Johnson famously demanded a trade, just 11 games into the season. The Lakers, fresh off their disappointing first-round exit, struggled to find their groove. Westhead's slow, methodical style clashed with Magic's desire for a fast-paced, free-flowing offense, and the tension between star player and coach reached a breaking point. Lakers owner Jerry Buss knew something had to change, and in a bold move, Westhead was fired mid-season. The man tapped to replace him was a household name, Pat Riley. A former player turned assistant coach took over as head coach. Under Riley, everything changed. He embraced the fast-paced up-tempo style that Magic had been yearning for, again turning the Lakers into an offensive juggernaut. Riley's intense demeanor and sharp basketball mind brought the team into focus, and the dynamic partnership between Magic and Kareem Abdul-Jabbar was revitalized. Magic was back in his element, leading the team with his unmatched playmaking ability, while Kareem, still dominant in the post, continued to anchor the Lakers' offense. The duo's chemistry was undeniable, and the team seemed unstoppable with Riley at the helm. The Lakers finished the regular season with a 57-25 record, second in the Western Conference, but they were ready for another deep playoff run this time. Adding to the season's excitement was the arrival of James Worthy, the first overall pick in the 1982 NBA Draft. Worthy, a versatile forward out of North Carolina, was seen as the perfect complement to Magic and Kareem, though he showed flashes of brilliance during the season. An ankle injury late in the year sidelined him for the remainder of his rookie campaign. Despite his absence in the postseason, the Lakers still had enough firepower to dominate. The Lakers faced familiar foes in the playoffs, including a rematch with the Houston Rockets. This time, there would be no shocking upset. With Magic and Kareem leading the charge, the Lakers dispatched the Rockets and stormed through the Western Conference. Each series showcased Showtime basketball, fast breaks, flashy passes, and relentless energy that wore down their opponents. The Lakers' momentum carried them to the NBA Finals, again facing the Philadelphia 76ers. The finals were billed as a heavyweight bout between two of the league's most storied franchises. The 76ers, led by the legendary Julius Dr. J. Irving and defensive stalwart Bobby Jones, were eager for revenge after losing to the Lakers in 1980. But the Lakers, with their newfound swagger under Riley, were ready for the challenge. The series proved to be a back-and-forth battle, but it was clear that the Lakers had the edge. In Game 1, they set the tone with a dominant victory, and though the 76ers fought hard, the Lakers continued to outpace them, winning the series in 6 games. Magic Johnson, now just in his 3rd season, once again elevated his play in the finals. His size, speed, and court vision made him virtually unguardable. He averaged nearly a triple-double throughout the series, dazzling fans and demoralizing opponents with his effortless style of play. For his efforts, Magic was named Finals MVP for the 2nd time in his young career, becoming the first player in NBA history to win multiple Finals MVPs before the age of 25. The Lakers had redeemed themselves after the disappointment of 1981, capturing their 2nd championship of the decade. But this victory was more than just a title. It was the beginning of a new chapter under Pat Riley that would lead to even greater success in the years to come. By the time the 1982-83 season rolled around, the Lakers had fully embraced their Showtime identity. Pat Riley's system, designed to run through the fast-paced, free-flowing play of Magic Johnson, was now a well-oiled machine. Magic's pinpoint passing, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar's graceful dominance in the post, and the Lakers' overall speed and flair made them the most entertaining team in the league. They finished the regular season with a 58-24 record, another strong showing that solidified them as one of the league's elite teams. Magic continued to lead the league in assists, running the offense with his trademark mix of flash and precision, while Kareem, despite his advancing age, remained a force in the paint. But lurking in the shadows of their success was a familiar foe, the Philadelphia 76ers. This wasn't the same 76ers team the Lakers had faced in the finals in 1980 and 1982. Philadelphia had made a game-changing acquisition in the offseason, bringing in reigning MVP Moses Malone. Malone, one of the most physically dominant centers in the game, was the perfect complement to Julius Erving's finesse and scoring ability. With Malone anchoring the defense and dominating the boards, the 76ers seemed like a juggernaut. They finished the regular season with a league-best 65-17 record and were primed for another showdown with the Lakers. The stage was set for the 1983 NBA Finals, a rematch between two of the league's most storied franchises, each hungry for a title. The Lakers had the confidence of two championships in the past 3 years, but the 76ers had a new, undeniable edge. From the opening tip of Game 1, it became clear that this series would be different. Moses Malone was unstoppable, controlling the glass with sheer force and out-muscling Kareem on both ends of the floor. His faux prediction, a bold statement that the 76ers could sweep through the playoffs, seemed prophetic as Philadelphia completely dominated the series. The Lakers, who had thrived on their speed and skill throughout the season, struggled to find answers. Magic's playmaking couldn't compensate for the sheer physicality of the 76ers, and while capable, Kareem was overwhelmed by Malone's relentless energy. The Lakers dropped Game 1 by double digits and never seemed to recover. Game 2 was more similar. Malone's 24 points and 12 rebounds set the tone, while Dr. J provided the finishing touch with his high-flying theatrics. By the time the series shifted to Los Angeles for Game 3, the Lakers were already reeling. They couldn't stop the 76ers' momentum despite playing on their home floor. Philadelphia won Game 3 in a blowout, putting the Lakers on the brink of elimination. In Game 4, the Lakers gave one final push, but it wasn't enough. Moses Malone again led the charge with 24 points and 23 rebounds, while Julius Erving added 21 points to seal the sweep. The 76ers won 115-108, capturing their first championship since 1967, and the Lakers were left to pick up the pieces. Magic and Kareem both played well, with Magic averaging nearly 19 points and 12 assists per game in the series, and Kareem putting up 23 points and 7 rebounds a night. But it wasn't enough. Philadelphia's physical defense stifled the Lakers' high-octane offense, and Malone's dominance on the boards completely neutralized their interior game. The sweep was a bitter pill for the Lakers, who had come into the finals with championship aspirations. The loss ended their season and raised questions about the team's future. Was Kareem, now 36, still capable of leading the Lakers to another title? Could Magic carry the load against the league's most physical teams? The defeat shook the team's morale, and doubt began to creep into the locker room for the first time in years. The 1983 Finals marked a low point for the Showtime Lakers, but it would also serve as a pivotal moment in their journey, pushing them to regroup and rebuild for another run at glory. The 1983-84 season saw the Lakers eager to bounce back from their humbling defeat at the hands of the 76ers. They entered the season with a renewed focus, finishing with an impressive 54-28 record. The addition of a fully healthy James Worthy made all the difference. Worthy, now in his second year, could finally showcase the talent that had made him the first overall pick in 1982. His speed, athleticism, and scoring ability perfectly complemented Magic Johnson's playmaking and Kareem Abdul-Jabbar's steady dominance in the post. The Showtime Lakers were back in full force, blending their signature fast break style with a newfound defensive intensity instilled by coach Pat Riley. The Lakers cruised through the regular season, but it was the playoffs where they truly began to hit their stride. They quickly dispatched the Utah Jazz in the first round, sweeping them 3-0. The Jazz, led by young stars Adrian Dantley and Ricky Green, were no match for the veteran Lakers, who outscored them by nearly 15 points per game in the series. The second round brought a more formidable challenge in the Phoenix Suns, but the Lakers, fueled by Magic's all-around brilliance and Kareem's post presence, defeated the Suns in 6 games. With momentum, the Lakers marched into the Western Conference Finals against the Kansas City Kings. The Kings proved little resistance, and the Lakers clinched a return to the NBA Finals after a dominant 5-game series win. The stage was set for the most anticipated finals matchups in NBA history: the Los Angeles Lakers versus the Boston Celtics. This wasn't just a battle between two storied franchises. It was a personal showdown between Magic Johnson and Larry Bird, two of the league's brightest stars. The rivalry between Magic and Bird had roots in their college days when they faced off in the 1979 NCAA championship game. 5 years later, they were meeting again, but this time with the NBA title on the line. The series quickly symbolized East Coast versus West Coast, blue-collar grit, and Hollywood glamour. The finals were a back-and-forth affair, with each game intensifying the rivalry. The Lakers drew first blood, winning Game 1 in Boston, fueled by Magic's 19 assists and a breakout performance from Worthy, who poured in 23 points. But the Celtics bounced back in Game 2, taking the win in a physical, overtime battle that saw Larry Bird and Magic exchange key plays down the stretch. The series moved to Los Angeles for Game 3 and 4, where the Lakers appeared to take control. They dominated Game 3, winning by a staggering 33 points in one of the most lopsided finals games ever. In Game 4, with a chance to take a commanding 3-1 lead, the Lakers led by 5 points with less than a minute to go. But a series of mistakes, including Magic's infamous turnover and missed free throws, allowed the Celtics to claw their way back and force overtime, where they eventually prevailed. The loss was devastating to the Lakers, who knew they had let the game and potentially the series slip through their fingers. Back in Boston for Game 5, the Celtics capitalized on the Lakers' frustration, winning a gritty, physical contest in the sweltering heat of the Boston Garden. The game would forever be remembered as the Heat Game, with temperatures inside the arena soaring to unbearable levels. Despite the conditions, Larry Bird rose to the occasion, scoring 34 points and grabbing 17 rebounds to give the Celtics a 3-2 series lead. The Lakers responded with a strong performance in Game 6, where Kareem dominated the paint and Magic orchestrated the offense to force a decisive Game 7. In the showdown, both teams left everything on the floor. The Celtics jumped out to an early lead, but the Lakers, fueled by their desire for redemption, clawed their way back into the game. With the score tight in the final minutes, the pressure mounted. Magic, stellar throughout the series, made costly mistakes, including a botched fast break that could have shifted the game's momentum. Bird, meanwhile, continued to hit big shots, and the Celtics' physical defense wore down the Lakers. Ultimately, the Celtics prevailed, winning 111-102 and capturing their 15th NBA championship. Larry Bird was named Finals MVP, while the Lakers were left to rue missed opportunities. For the Lakers, the loss was a bitter pill to swallow. They knew they had the talent to win the series, and blowing leads in key moments haunted the team. Magic in particular faced heavy criticism for his late-game struggles, while the media dubbing him Tragic Johnson. The defeat left the Lakers frustrated and angry, but it also strengthened their resolve. As they left Boston, the team said they would be back. The 1984 finals weren't just the start of a rivalry. They ignited a fire within the Lakers that would push them to new heights in the years to come. The 1984-85 season began with the Los Angeles Lakers carrying the weight of their devastating finals loss to the Celtics. Determined to right the wrongs of the previous year, the team came out of the gates with a vengeance. They dominated the regular season, finishing with a 62-20 record, the best in the Western Conference. Magic Johnson was again at the center of the action, orchestrating the offense with his trademark no-look passes and dazzling playmaking. But the true revelation of the season was Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. At 38 years old, many believed Kareem's best days were behind him, but the veteran center proved them wrong. Night after night, he displayed skill and endurance that few could match, averaging over 22 points per game and anchoring the Lakers' defense with his shot blocking and rebounding. The regular season was full of memorable moments. Magic's continued leadership evolution was fully displayed as he seamlessly involved his teammates in the Showtime offense. James Worthy, now a bona fide star, provided consistent scoring and electrifying dunks on the fast break, while Byron Scott and Michael Cooper added shooting and defensive tenacity. The Lakers were a well-oiled machine, and their high-octane style made them the most exciting team in basketball. But beneath the flash and flair was a team with a singular focus: redemption. Every win during the regular season brought them one step closer to their goal of returning to the finals and avenging their loss to Boston. The playoff journey, however, was anything but easy. In the first round, they faced the Phoenix Suns, a scrappy team led by rising star Walter Davis. The Suns pushed the Lakers in every game, but their depth and experience ultimately prevailed, and they advanced with a 3-1 series win. Next game, a showdown with the Portland Trail Blazers in the conference semifinals, where the athleticism of Clyde Drexler and Kiki Vandeweghe tested the Lakers' defense. But again, the Lakers rose to the occasion, defeating Portland in 5 games. In the Western Conference Finals, the Lakers squared off against the Denver Nuggets, a high-scoring team led by Alex English. The series was a fast-paced, high-scoring affair, with both teams lighting up the scoreboard. But in the end, the Lakers' defense, led by Kareem's rim protection and Cooper's perimeter lockdowns, made the difference, and the Lakers punched their ticket to the NBA Finals with a hard-fought 5-game victory. The stage was set for a rematch with their fiercest rivals, the Boston Celtics. The 1985 NBA Finals were a chance for the Lakers to win a championship and finally conquer the Celtics, a team that had haunted them for decades. The series opened in Boston, and Game 1 became infamously known as the Memorial Day Massacre. The Celtics demolished the Lakers 148-114, handing them one of the worst defeats in NBA Finals history. The loss was demoralizing, but the Lakers, led by Kareem, refused to let it define their series. In Game 2, Kareem delivered one of the most memorable performances of his career. With his team reeling from the Game 1 embarrassment, Kareem turned back the clock, scoring 30 points, grabbing 17 rebounds, and dishing out 8 assists. His leadership and resilience inspired the Lakers, who won Game 2 in Boston to even the series. As the series shifted to Los Angeles, the Lakers carried the momentum. They won Game 3 comfortably, with Magic dishing out 21 assists and Worthy scoring 29 points. But the Celtics fought back in Game 4, evening the series at 2-2. With everything on the line in Game 5, Kareem stepped up again, dominating the Celtics with his patented skyhook. The Lakers won convincingly, setting up a potential series-clinching Game 6 back in Boston. In Game 6, the Lakers delivered what many believed was their finest performance of the decade. With the hostile Boston Garden crowd roaring, the Lakers remained unfazed. Kareem continued to dominate inside, Magic controlled the tempo, and Worthy easily slashed to the basket. As the final buzzer sounded, the Lakers had won 111-100, capturing their first-ever victory over the Celtics in the NBA Finals. The significance of winning the championship in Boston against their most bitter rivals could not be overstated. It was a cathartic moment for the Lakers, erasing years of frustration and heartbreak. Kareem, whose performances throughout the series defied his age, was named Finals MVP, becoming the oldest player to win the award. The victory solidified the Lakers as the team of the decade. After years of falling short against the Celtics, they had finally climbed the mountain and dethroned their arch nemesis. The win wasn't just about adding another championship to their resume. It was about rewriting history and claiming their place as the dominant force in the NBA. The 1985-86 season began with high expectations for the Los Angeles Lakers. Coming off their triumphant victory over the Boston Celtics, the team was determined to continue their dominance and build on their success. Once again, the Lakers stormed through the regular season, finishing with a 62-20 record, matching their win total from the previous year. Magic Johnson continued to lead the Showtime offense, weaving his way through defenders and delivering pinpoint passes to his teammates. Despite turning 39, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar remained a dominant force in the paint, his skyhook still as lethal as ever. James Worthy, now fully established as one of the league's premier forwards, provided a steady stream of highlight reel dunks and crucial baskets. Alongside them, Byron Scott's sharp shooting and Michael Cooper's tenacious defense solidified the Lakers as the most complete team in the league. The Lakers dazzled with their fast break offense and ball movement throughout the regular season. Magic's court vision was unmatched, and the chemistry between him, Kareem, and Worthy seemed effortless. They picked apart defenses, precisely punishing teams that couldn't keep up with their relentless pace. Worthy's speed on the wing and ability to finish at the rim made him the perfect complement to Magic's playmaking. In contrast, Kareem's ability to control the paint on both ends of the floor gave the Lakers a dominant inside presence. The Lakers looked unstoppable, and as the playoffs approached, many believed they were on a collision course with the Celtics for another epic final showdown. The Lakers cruised through the Western Conference in the early rounds of the playoffs. In the first round, they faced the San Antonio Spurs, a team with no answer for the Lakers' speed and athleticism. The Lakers swept the Spurs in 3 games, with Magic orchestrating the offense and Kareem controlling the boards. In the conference semifinals, the Lakers faced the Dallas Mavericks, a young team led by Mark Aguirre and Rolando Blackman. The Mavericks put up a fight, but the Lakers' experience and depth proved too much, and they dispatched Dallas in 5 games. With 2 series victories, the Lakers seemed destined for another finals appearance. However, the Western Conference Finals presented a new and formidable challenge: the Houston Rockets. Led by their towering frontcourt duo of Hakeem Olajuwon and Ralph Sampson, known as the Twin Towers, the Rockets were a team built on size, defense, and rebounding. In just his second season, Olajuwon was already one of the most skilled big men in the league, capable of dominating on both ends of the floor. Standing at 7'4", Sampson added another layer of size and athleticism to the Rockets' interior. This series would be a true test for the Lakers, who had relied on speed and finesse throughout the season. The series began with the Lakers taking Game 1 at home, as Magic and Kareem set the tone early, outplaying Houston's young stars. But in Game 2, the Rockets struck back. Olajuwon and Sampson dominated the paint, with Olajuwon scoring 34 points and grabbing 11 rebounds. Houston's defense stifled the Lakers' fast-break offense, and the series was tied 1-1 heading to Houston. In Game 3, the Rockets took control of the series. Despite a valiant effort from Magic and Worthy, Olajuwon's interior dominance and Sampson's versatility overwhelmed the Lakers. The Twin Towers were proving to be a matchup nightmare, and the Rockets took a 2-1 lead. Game 4 saw more of the same, with Houston's defense smothering the Lakers and Olajuwon again controlling the paint. The Lakers were now on the brink of elimination, down 3-1. Game 5 would be one of the most shocking moments in Lakers history, with the game tied in the final seconds. Ralph Sampson hit an improbable off-balance shot at the buzzer, giving the Rockets a stunning 114-112 victory and clinching the series. The Lakers, who had been heavily favored, were eliminated in 5 games. The loss sent shockwaves through the NBA. The upset was nothing short of devastating for a team that had looked poised to defend its championship. In the aftermath, the Lakers were left to reflect on their sudden and unexpected exit from the playoffs. The loss to Houston forced the team to rethink their strategy moving forward. The dominance of the Twin Towers had exposed a vulnerability in the Lakers' interior defense, and it became clear that changes would be needed to reclaim their place atop the NBA. The defeat was a humbling experience for the Lakers, but it also fueled the fire, as they would return the following season with a renewed focus and determination. The 1986-87 season marked the pinnacle of the Showtime era. The Los Angeles Lakers were in full stride, executing Pat Riley's fast-paced system flawlessly. The Lakers appeared nearly unstoppable, with a 65-17 record, the best in the league. Magic Johnson, now the team's undisputed leader, put together one of the finest seasons of his career. His court vision was as sharp as ever, his passing transcendent, and his ability to control the game's tempo had never been better. For the first time in his career, Magic was recognized as the league's most valuable player, a testament to his complete dominance on the floor. Despite being 40 years old, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar still anchored the team with his legendary skyhook and interior presence, while James Worthy's slashing ability and scoring provided a consistent offensive punch. Byron Scott and Michael Cooper rounded off the backcourt with their shooting and defense, making the Lakers the most complete team in the NBA. Throughout the regular season, the Lakers blitzed opponents with their high-octane offense, easily racking up wins. Riley's philosophy of relentless fast breaks and impeccable ball movement allowed the Lakers to capitalize on their athleticism and versatility. Magic was the engine that made everything go, threading impossible passes to teammates and running the floor with unparalleled speed and precision. Having fully perfected the Showtime system, Pat Riley pushed the team to even greater heights, demanding excellence on both ends of the floor. The result was a well-oiled machine that simply overwhelmed most of their opponents. As the playoffs began, the Lakers made quick work of the Western Conference, storming through their opponents and earning another trip to the NBA Finals. Awaiting them once again were their arch rivals, the Boston Celtics. The series was set to be the final chapter in the epic Magic Johnson-Larry Bird rivalry, a showdown between two of the greatest teams and players in NBA history. For the Lakers, the chance to avenge past defeats to the Celtics and cement their legacy as the team of the 1980s was within reach. The 1987 NBA Finals would become one of the most iconic in NBA history. In Game 1, the Lakers came out firing, dominating the Celtics with their signature style of play, winning 126-113. Magic set the tone early, orchestrating the offense and finding his teammates for easy baskets. Boston responded in Game 2, playing renewedly, but the Lakers' superior depth and Magic's brilliance again led them to victory, 141-122. With a 2-0 lead, the Lakers headed to Boston in control of the series. Game 3 saw the Celtics fight back on their home floor, as Larry Bird and Kevin McHale delivered strong performances to claw out a win, 109-103. The series was far from over, and the tension between the two teams was palpable. Game 4, however, would become the defining moment of the series. With the game on the line and the Lakers down by 1 in the final seconds, Magic Johnson drove into the paint and lofted a skyhook, a shot Kareem had perfected, over McHale and Robert Parrish. The ball sailed through the net, and the Lakers secured a dramatic 107-106 victory. Magic's junior skyhook, as it came to be known, became an iconic moment in basketball history, further cementing his place as one of the game's greatest players. The Lakers would close out the series in Game 6, defeating the Celtics 106-93 on their home floor. Magic Johnson was named Finals MVP, his second such honor after averaging 26.2 points, 13 assists, and 8 rebounds per game in the series. The victory not only gave the Lakers their 4th championship of the decade, but it also marked the first time they had defeated the Celtics in back-to-back finals matchups. The wins symbolized the peak of the Showtime Lakers, a team that had revolutionized basketball with its fast-paced style and dynamic players. With this triumph, Magic Johnson firmly established himself as the premier player of his era, leading the Lakers to their greatest heights. The 1987 Finals victory over Boston wasn't just a championship. It was a statement that the Lakers were the dominant force in basketball. It solidified their dynasty and further fueled the rivalry between Magic and Bird. But this time, it was Magic who stood atop the NBA as a champion and an MVP. The Lakers had truly reached the peak of Showtime. The 1987-88 season was another chapter of greatness for the Showtime Lakers, but the journey to the top would be far more grueling this time. After their dominant championship run in 1987, expectations were sky high for the Lakers to repeat. With a regular season record of 62-20, the team again demonstrated its superiority in the Western Conference. Magic Johnson, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, and James Worthy were in peak form, and the roster's depth allowed the Lakers to continue their fast-paced, electrifying style of basketball. However, as the playoffs began, it became clear that this path to another title would be one of the most challenging they had ever faced. The Lakers' playoff journey started with a surprising, difficult second-round series against the Utah Jazz, led by the young duo of John Stockton and Karl Malone. Utah pushed the Lakers to the brink. The series went to 7 games, with the Lakers narrowly surviving in Game 7 with a hard-fought victory. Magic's leadership and Kareem's veteran poise helped steady the team, but the series exposed cracks in their dominance. Every possession was a battle, and by the end of the series, it was clear that the Lakers were no longer cruising to victory. They were grinding for every win. The Western Conference Finals against the Dallas Mavericks provided another fierce challenge. Dallas, led by Mark Aguirre and Rolando Blackman, was a team on the rise, and they tested the Lakers with their athleticism and scoring ability. The Lakers found themselves in another tight series that went 6 games. Once again, Magic and Worthy were key to the Lakers' success, delivering clutch performances when the team needed them most. Each win felt earned rather than inevitable as the physical toll of the playoffs began to show. Despite the struggles in the Western Conference, the Lakers reached the NBA Finals for the 7th time in the decade. Awaiting them were the Detroit Pistons, the team that would become their fiercest rival in the late 1980s. The Pistons, known as the Bad Boys for their tough physical style of play, were led by Isaiah Thomas, Joe DeMars, and Bill Laimbeer. This was a battle of talent and of contrasting styles, Showtime's fast breaks versus Detroit's bruising defense. The finals were grueling, with each game becoming a physical war of attrition. As the series unfolded, it became clear that this would be one of the most hard-fought finals of the decade. Both teams traded wins in a series that saw tough defense, hard fouls, and intense drama. Detroit's physicality tested the Lakers, and by Game 6, the Pistons were one win away from the championship. However, the Lakers dug deep to win a narrow victory, sending the series to a decisive Game 7. The Lakers faced their most difficult challenge with everything on the line. In Game 7, James Worthy rose to the occasion with one of the most memorable performances in finals history. Worthy, known for his ability to shine in the most significant moments, delivered a legendary triple-double, scoring 36 points, grabbing 16 rebounds, and dishing out 10 assists. His performance was spectacular, as he led the Lakers to a 108-105 victory and their 5th championship of the decade. Worthy's heroics earned him the Finals MVP, a fitting reward for the man who had become the team's most reliable player. The victory over the Pistons secured the Lakers' place in history as one of the greatest dynasties in NBA history. Winning back-to-back titles in such a competitive era, especially against a physically dominant team like Detroit, was a testament to the resilience and talent of the Showtime Lakers. This championship, perhaps more than any other, symbolized their determination, grit, and ability to overcome adversity. It wasn't just about style, it was about heart, and the Lakers had proven they had plenty of it. The 1988-89 season began with the usual high expectations for the Lakers, but the wear and tear of multiple deep playoffs runs was beginning to show beneath the surface. The team finished the regular season with a still impressive 57-25 record, but there was a sense that the dominance of previous years was starting to fade. Magic Johnson continued to orchestrate the offense with his unmatched vision, and James Worthy's consistency made him one of the best forwards in the league. However, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, now 41 years old, was in his final season. Although he remained effective in limited minutes, the wear of 2 decades in the league was undeniable. As the playoffs began, the Lakers still appeared capable of adding another championship to their already storied decade. They breezed through the early rounds, defeating the Portland Trail Blazers and Seattle Supersonics with relative ease. But signs of trouble began to appear. Magic Johnson and Byron Scott suffered injuries, severely limiting their effectiveness as the team advanced. With Magic hobbled and Scott sidelined, the Lakers were far from the well-oiled machine they had been in past seasons. It was a critical blow for a team that relied heavily on its fast-paced, orchestrated offense. The stage was set for another NBA Finals rematch against the Detroit Pistons. But this time the Lakers were facing a much more determined and mature version of the Pistons, one that had learned from the heartbreak of their Game 7 loss the previous year. Led by Isaiah Thomas, Joe DeMars, and the rugged defense of Bill Laimbeer and Dennis Rodman, the Bad Boys Pistons were on a mission to claim their place at the top of the basketball world. They saw the weakened Lakers as their final obstacle, and from the outset, it was clear that the series would not be the tightly contested battle of the previous year. In Game 1, the Pistons dominated the Lakers, exploiting the absence of Byron Scott's perimeter shooting and Magic Johnson's diminished mobility. The Lakers tried to compensate with their bench players, but the Pistons' relentless pressure, physical defense, and quick transition game overwhelmed them. By Game 2, things had gone from bad to worse. Magic, trying to play through the injury, aggravated his hamstring, forcing him to sit out the rest of the series. Without their floor general, the Lakers were a shadow of their former selves, and the Pistons capitalized, cruising to victory. There was little hope for a comeback as the series shifted to Los Angeles for Game 3 and 4. Sensing the end of the Lakers' reign, the Pistons played confidently and poised, while the Lakers looked fatigued and outmatched. Detroit completed the sweep in Game 4, winning 105-97 and securing their first-ever NBA championship. The Lakers, so accustomed to being the ones celebrating at the end of the season, were left to contemplate the sudden and bitter end of their dynasty. The 1989 Finals loss marked the official close of the Showtime era. In the days following the sweep, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar announced his retirement, ending one of the most illustrious careers in NBA history. Kareem had been the cornerstone of the Lakers for more than a decade, and his departure signaled the end of an era in more ways than one. The 1989 loss wasn't just the end of a season, it was the end of a dynasty. After nearly a decade of dominance, the Lakers were no longer the kings of the NBA. The Pistons' victory ushered in a new era, where defense, grit, and physicality began to overshadow the glitz and glamour of Showtime. The Lakers would remain competitive in the years to come, but the magic of the 1980s had come to a close. The torch had been passed, and the era of Showtime was over. The 1990 season marked a new chapter for the Los Angeles Lakers as they entered the post-Kareem era. With their iconic center retired, the Lakers still boasted a talented roster led by Magic Johnson and James Worthy. They finished the regular season with a solid 63-19 record, proving that they were still contenders, but the magic of the previous decade had started to fade. The Lakers faced stiff competition in the playoffs, eventually falling to the Phoenix Suns in the Western Conference semifinals, signaling the end of their nearly uninterrupted reign over the NBA. Looking back on the 1980s, the Lakers' achievements were extraordinary. In 10 years, the team reached the NBA Finals 9 times and captured 5 championships, a level of success that few teams in sports history have ever achieved. Victories and a unique style of play defined their dominance. The Showtime Lakers transformed basketball with their up-tempo offense, fast breaks, and Magic Johnson's dazzling passing. Led by the perfect balance of Magic's vision and Kareem Abdul-Jabbar's scoring ability, the Lakers set a new standard for excellence on the court. Their thrilling style captivated fans across the globe and redefined what basketball could be. Off the court, the legacy of the Showtime Lakers was just as impactful. Pat Riley's slicked back hair and Armani suits made him a cultural icon, while Magic Johnson and Kareem Abdul-Jabbar transcended the sport to become household names. Magic's charismatic personality made him a favorite in Hollywood social circles, and his off-court ventures helped pave the way for athletes to succeed in business. Kareem, known for his stoicism, was also an intellectual giant, using his platform to speak on social issues and contributing to conversations about race, religion, and activism. The Showtime Lakers were more than just a basketball team. They were cultural ambassadors, bridging sports and entertainment in a way that had never been done before. Beyond the games, the Lakers of the 1980s became part of the fabric of Los Angeles. Celebrities filled the stands at the Forum, and Lakers games became the place to be seen. The team's glitz and glamour mirrored the city they represented, making them the embodiment of Hollywood on the hardwood. The Showtime Lakers shaped basketball and left an indelible mark on American pop culture. Their battles with the Boston Celtics, especially the Magic Johnson and Larry Bird rivalry, became legendary, and their impact reached far beyond sports. Ultimately, the dominance of the 1980s Lakers stands as one of the most significant eras in NBA history. They didn't just win, they revolutionized the game. The Lakers of that decade left behind a legacy that continues to inspire players and teams today, setting the blueprint for sustained success. From the unforgettable finals showdowns to the larger-than-life personalities of Magic, Kareem, and Riley, the Showtime Lakers will forever be remembered as one of the greatest dynasties the sports world has ever seen. Their influence stretched across generations, cementing their place not only in basketball lore, but in the cultural history of the United States.